Okay, our next little mini unit that we're going to be working on goes back to trigonometry quite a bit, which trigonometry is the study of triangles and a lot of different things we can do with them. We're going to go back to right triangle trigonometry for a minute, and that's your basic sine, cosine, and tangent that you guys worked quite a bit with in geometry. And remember, SOH CAH TOA, which we've done here along the way too, but sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over the adjacent. In example 1, we are going to find the length of the missing side in a triangle. And our triangle that we're working with is going to look something like this. And I know this bottom length in my right triangle is 30 inches. And I know this is a 62-degree angle. And I'm trying to find the length of the hypotenuse. Well, I can find that missing side by using sine, cosine, and tangent, just like what you did in geometry. If I look at this 62-degree angle that we have, from this 62-degree angle, this side is the adjacent, this is the hypotenuse. So we have to look and see which trig ratio, sine, cosine, or tangent, uses the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Well, it's cosine. So we have the cosine of our angle, cosine of 62 degrees equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse, 30 over x. To solve this equation, since x is in the denominator, I'm going to start off by multiplying both sides by x to get x cosine of 62 equals 30, and then we'll divide both sides by the cosine of 62. And that'll tell us what x is. When we're doing these types of problems, most of the time we're going to have to round our answer because the cosine of 62 is not a nice number. In your calculators, before you type this in, something I want you to double check, and if you don't have your calculator with you now, make sure you check this before we start practicing some of these problems in class. Under mode, make sure that degree is outlined, not radian. Okay? If radian measure is outlined, that's going to make your calculator think we want to know what the cosine of 62 radians is, and we want to know the cosine of 62 degrees. But now we take 30 divided by the cosine of 62, and that tells us that our hypotenuse is about 63.9 inches.